Recently, I was fortunate to catch up with the coach of the hat, Elliot K. Now, one thing that really strikes me and inspires me about this guy is his determination and his drive to do better. And that's probably what's brought him up to be a coach for other people. I mean, with a background he had of dancing, and against all odds, 21 years old, starting his dance career and getting to be recognised on the world stage is just incredible. And then he moved on the same drive and determination through various occupations to try and get the same level of satisfaction. And he then went into corporate training and development, and now he's just excelling as a coach. I mean, his drive, his ambition, you can see it when you look into his eyes. There's that passion, that desire. And a lot of people don't have that because they haven't connected with what they really want to do. So for me, Elliot has been an inspiration in the short time I've known him. And I just want to introduce you to him through this little interview now. Hi there guys, welcome to Find Your Force. Today I've been lucky enough to catch up with Elliot K, who is the coach with the hat, as you can see. Elliot, if you could just introduce yourself and what the coach with the hat is, who are you?
Of course, thank you. My name's Elliot K, as said, and I am the coach with the hat. The coach with the hat was born from a competition I did called Britain's Next Top Coach, where very simply, very innocently, I wore a hat while I was being interviewed, and then it became a theme that people remembered me more by my hat than by my name. So we decided to capitalize on that and turn it into a brand. So even now people go, hey, you're the dude with the hat, you're that guy with the hat. Still no one knows my name. But hey, my name's Elliot, just so you guys remember. So what do? I work with business owners and I take them from frustration to inspiration. I have processes to deal with every layer of the frustration with what it means to be a business owner, an entrepreneur. I've also worked with athletes, I've worked with individuals, but my work is very much moving people from frustration to inspiration, and that's me in a very tiny nutshell.
Brilliant. And what was your background before the hat took you to many new ventures?
Before the hat took me to new heights. So before that, I started dance when I was 21, very, very late, against all odds. I was straight, I had everything against me, and I went to be a dancer. And I had a dance career, and I then got injured and found myself in corporate training. And I worked for Sit Up Channel, Sky TV, Bid TV, I don't know if anyone, Talk, and did a whole bunch of corporate training, which led me into coaching, and then coaching led me into Coach with a Hat, and here I am now. I've got clients in various continents, I've spoken, I've got over 1,500 hours of stage time.
Wow, brilliant. And what would you say the common theme was for you? I mean, a lot of people in their lives find there's a common theme that's running through their life, and not until they look into it do they find what it is. What would you say the common themes and values in your life has been, from when you're coaching to when you're dancing? What has been that main ingredient, would you say?
One of my key teachings, key things that I share is most people, everybody's a little genius, and I don't mean that in a fluffy way. Everybody is a little genius. What stops people the most, in my experience, in my research, is the fear of making a mistake. I'm not even talking about the fear of failure. It's the fear of getting it wrong because of the connotation of judgment, of what people will say, but also the internal punishment we put ourselves through when we get things wrong, because we attach getting it wrong to pain and everything like that. And that's one of the key distinctions that I can show, and everybody, business and entrepreneurs, athletes, all the people I work with have that common thread. What if I get it wrong? What if it doesn't work out? And very much my spin on that is pretty much what if? What if it doesn't? Great. And I don't mean fluffy. Why you look at why things don't work, and then you take it from there. But what I move a lot of people away from is the guilt and the pain that you attach from getting it wrong.
Brilliant. And what would you say? Why are you coaching? What is your purpose for coaching? What is it that's driving youth to do this? And what is the purpose for Elliot and his coaching?
Okay, so the coach with a hat, or Elliot K, me, the same person. My purpose in life is to help people find inner peace through dealing with conflict. I grew up in a war zone, I lived in Israel for 10 years, so you can imagine what that's like, and parking politics aside right now, you know, you're generally continuously every day watching human life get taken. It doesn't matter right now who's right or wrong, and I'm not interested in that. And very much I made myself a promise really when I was young to make sure people do not have to deal with that, they don't have to go through that. And so everything I do, all my products and my books and my coaching, is all driven by that purpose, by that higher purpose. It's called I go numb, and it's not about me, so NAM. It's not about me. My purpose isn't about me, it's about people, and it's a bigger purpose than me, and that's what drives me.
Brilliant. And for a lot of the viewers, they're struggling at the moment to find what their force is. They're really struggling to connect. I mean, for myself, example, in the past, I've done so many things, tried so many things, put so many masks on, and found out, you know what, looking external, what would you say for people who are trying to find their force? Just some little nuggets of information that they could take home, and then maybe if they needed more help from someone like yourself, they could get in contact. But
Absolutely.
What could they take home now, as in your advice you could give them?
More and more shift is happening around this, and I will say this again and again and again. You've got to serve your values, all right? You have to. Not your perceived values, the values that you think you should be saying, what I call Hollywood values, your true values. Because when you're serving your values, you're going up, and your frequency of energy resonates on a higher level. So then you're heading towards your purpose, even if you don't know what it is. You've got to serve your values. More and more we're learning that values are the biggest drivers of our behaviors. Your belief systems, you can work on those. But if you're not serving your values, then there's going to be conflict. My number one, we serve your values. Number two, it's this good old saying, dare to get it wrong, dare to make a mistake. So what if you get it wrong? I can't show you a single entrepreneur, a single wealthy person that hasn't messed up in his time. Get out there, get it wrong, detach from judgment, detach from guilt, and get going. The biggest learning happen in the action. You know, everyone goes about the law of attraction, I'll just think it, woo, and it'll show up. No, the key word in attraction is action. Take action, get out there, but do it and build it around your values, because then when challenge comes, it's a lot easier to deal with. Okay,
another question I've heard people talk about before is they're working a job and it's the wrong job, and they feel they can't just jump into something that they call maybe in their values because they're worried that, you know, they've got bills to pay, they've got other things to do. What would you say for someone in that situation about how they can monotonize and start taking progression or action into that?
Well, there's various schools of thought. People, when I work with them, I've got various case studies of people I've worked with. Some of them maintain the job while we build them up. And then reduce the hours at work, because everything's negotiable. So if the job appreciates you, they'll give you less hours and you can start to build up your business. Some people, one guy I've worked with recently, he's just about to launch a massive business. He was like, that's it, I can't deal with it. And he walked out and he goes, Elliot, I don't have a choice but to make this work. So if you're in a job that makes you unhappy, go back to your core values. Once again, your key. And how do we make the job work in serving your values and getting you out of it? But I am a big advocate in don't burn your bridges. Don't just walk out. Don't go, yeah, I can do this, and walk out without the relevant preparation. That is important.
Brilliant. And what would you say to the Elliot of maybe 15 years ago? If you could give him some advice on the journey that you've travelled, what would you leave for him now? What would you say to him?
Elliot of 15 years ago, yeah. So what, when I was 6, right? Because I'm clearly only about 21. Right?
That's the one, the young one.
I would say, really, first of all, I'd say is, focus on the money aspect. I would have loved to have thought myself as a business a lot younger when I was a dancer, when I was doing a lot of other things. Really think about the money side, how it serves you. Not make it about the money, but really I would like to say to him, look, Elliot, the younger me, let's sit down. Look, you really need to start thinking of your value and your services, what you're worth. I definitely would have put a lot more money aside for the future rainy days. And also, I would have gone for bigger things. A lot of times when I was younger, I empowered other people to make decisions, to do things for me. I'm certain that had I taken control of more stuff, I would have been further down the line. So I would have said, stop handing things to people.
Brilliant. And where would people be able to contact you? I mean, this is a little inspiration moment with you, sharing your thoughts. But if someone wants to take this further, maybe just find out more about what you're actually doing, how can they get in contact with you?
Right, brilliant. Well, I have a rule. It's called the coffee rule. So I always sit down and have coffee with people first. That's my number one thing. You want to have coffee with me? There's various ways you can do it. My website is thecoachwiththehat.com. And my email is Elliot, E-L-L-I-O-T, @thecoachwiththehat.com. So please feel free to drop me an email. We can do coffee. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, and that's Coach with Hat. And on Facebook, there's a fan page called The Coach with a Hat. Any of those means, follow me, ask me questions. I'm here to support, I'm here to help. You want to meet me, let's sit down, let's do coffee. That's my rule, I always do coffee.
And just for one moment of inspiration, right now inside, say something that's inspiring you right now.
Say, okay.
So, inside, so just
to
a
move
message.
From frustration to inspiration, must one dare to seek and find the pain that's blocking them.
Thank you very much, Elliot.
Thank you.